Dancing has been long revered for its power to heal mind, body, and soul. Our ancestors used it as a form of communion with the divine. These days, I feel like that's all been lost with drug-enhanced raves and alcohol at nightclubs. Now, don't get me wrong, to each their own, but a natural high is more my speed. And that's what brought me here to Dover Courthouse for Ecstatic Dance. It's a fun way to express yourself through free-form dancing that's completely alcohol and drug-free.
Ecstatic dance is the way that we used to gather as people. As a tribe, as a community, we used to gather and dance. If we look at ancient tribal culture, we realize that the second most common activity seen in cave paintings is actually dancing.
Every week, more than 60 people come out for ecstatic dance to share their love for music, movement, and community.
I love ecstatic dance because it's sacred time, it's playtime.
Ecstatic dance brings an experience where you're really at peace. You're really in the now.
I feel like this is the closest thing to church for me. It's the closest thing to feeling really connected to something bigger than myself and to being part of a community.
What's unique about ecstatic dance is that it's more focused on the dancers instead of the DJ. And that can be a bit intimidating for someone like me who is new to this. The ecstatic dance experience is non-guided and it's co-created by everyone present. One thing to remember is that silence is golden.
There's no teacher in this space, there's no guide in this space. We're really guiding our own practice, but we learn from each other.
There is no talking on the dance floor so that you can feel fully free and alive in your dance.
When you take the talking out, it really emphasizes in the many ways that we communicate with our eyes, with our energy, with our body, with our gestures, with our movements.
After 30 minutes of warm-up dancing, the night begins with a welcome circle.
We live in our heads. You know, most of us live from our necks up, and the energy is there. We're in our heads, we're in our mind a lot. So when you dance, you engage your whole body and bring that energy down to explore the whole terrain.
It's about abandoning my mind and connecting with my true self on the dance floor. That means completely letting go of my self-consciousness and trusting in whatever movements arise. And what's really cool is if you dance around the room, you start connecting and picking up on everyone else's ecstatic vibe.
There's definitely a natural high, and there is something really wonderful about being in a space with a whole bunch of people who, you know, they aren't drinking or doing anything else, but they're just so engaged with the music. Engaging with yourself and engaging with the music, you just feel euphoric.
At first, for an outsider, ecstatic dance might be hard to grasp. There's no form like, say, salsa or ballroom. But I found myself easing into it without any effort. After all, it's freeform. How could you possibly go wrong?
I've taken some swing classes, blues classes, ballroom dances, and having to know steps was always a real struggle for me. So here it just feels like I'm a dancer, whereas if I go into those other environments, I have all of these judgments. I'm not doing it perfect. I've got 2 left feet. So many of us are going with the flow, and we're there to support and play with each other and surprise each other. It's like kids playing again.
About an hour into the dance, the music rises to a climax. As you can see, everyone is really into it right now. The energy in the room is electric.
Everyone is moving and dancing and building, and there is a kind of peak and a bubbling up that happens where we're almost like we're intoxicated with bliss.
At a certain moment in the evening, there's a shift, like a switch goes off, and I just am not in my head. I forget all the day's tasks and activities and noise and just feel so happy and just, I feel like a kid.
As the 90-minute dance draws to a close, the music slows down, bringing the collective energy of the room to a serene pace.
Because it's so authentic and totally unscripted, you will find yourself in more of a traditional meditation, more of like a stillness, just lying on the ground in peace.
Finally, the night ends in a closing circle.
It's just the feeling of being alive. It's the feeling of really coming into like what I'm capable of doing, and celebration of now, of the moment, of dancing and music and creation and art and life.
And I think that's what's almost addictive about this, is that if you come back on a weekly basis, what happens is that you connect with a deeper side of yourself, and you're able to take that into the real world and be a real world ecstatic dancer.
A lot of people say to me, like, I never thought I could belong to a community like this, or I didn't know something like this existed. Like, sometimes it's hard to put into words, but it's like home, you know, when you know that, hey, I found my tribe, I found my people, this is where I belong. You feel it in your soul.
My sentiments exactly. This was definitely a transformative experience. I too felt that moment of bliss when I was on the dance floor, like I had truly found my tribe. I learned to let go of my inhibitions, and in the process connected with myself and a community of new people. Most of all, I love that there's a place I can go to dance every week where I feel completely accepted, whether I'm skilled at it or not. Man, what a workout! Next time I'm going to remember to bring lots of water.